Well, hello there and welcome back to this channel. I am Raptor and today we are going to look over the best creatures that you can possibly have on Scorched Earth. We all know that the map is quite a pain in the you-know-what, and I think we all want to survive, so in order to do so, we need to consider to tame some of the creatures which could be very helpful in order to survive. So here's my list of the top 10 creatures that really can make your life way harder on this map. Did I really just said way harder? I think it's meant to be easier. But some of those creatures are kind of hard to get maybe, so it can be still very frustrating, but they are worth it, trust me. I have a very good source.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Anyway, let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into this. Starting off with the first one on this list, and that has to be the Morellatops. It's one of those creatures that are very specific for this map. While they are very easy to tame and you can get the saddle quite early, you really need to consider to have one on your side because it can be very warm on this map and you really need water, trust me. With this guy on your side, you cannot die from hydration. And if you do so, then just tame maybe hundreds of them, whatever. You can just always go to a water source, fill him up so you can have your portable water bottle around with yourself and you can sit on it. What do you want more? And it's actually quite fast, and even for harvesting it's not that bad, and you can easily find them everywhere on the map. As well as later on for your crop plots, they can irritate the crop plots with water. It looks kind of not so phenomenal, but that doesn't matter. It's making his purpose. Coming to the next one on this list, and that has to be, in my opinion, the dire wolf. I think he's very underrated because he's pretty easy to tame as well. You can just bola him and he's unmovable. You can just trank him, give him some meat, and there you have it. And even in Ark Ascended with the babies, there's just so easy to just get one, even if you have to raise it for yourself. And what can I say? It's fast, it can jump, you don't even need a saddle for it. It can sniff everything, like explorer nodes, fallen enemies, or even your tribe mates. He's actually quite strong and his attack is very fast. And if you have a whole pack of it, it's even better. What do you want more? With these guys on your back, nobody wants to mess with you. Coming to the cute little piece of fur, squirrel, mouse thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna call it jerboa. So even these guys are very easy to tame. You just give it a punch and you basically nearly have it. And this guy can be very helpful as well because he makes some sound effects when nature catastrophe strikes back. And every growl and movement he does has a meaning, so you can already know in advance when something is coming for you, so you can be prepared. And as a shoulder pad you can always put some stuff in his inventory, so you don't have to carry it. So actually it's like a backpack as well. It's great. And he looks cute. For the next one I have the Megatherium. And what can I say, this big sloth just always was so underrated for me until I found out what his real power is. So on this map you can just basically run over insects like in every second. And if you have the Megatherium on your back, you can just get a buff whenever you kill an insect. And imagine the deathworm, you can just wipe him out so fast and so easily. I just became a real fan of this creature because he's so good. He's actually quite fast as well. His HP and stamina is quite decent and you just gotta love it. Look at it, it's just fluffy and big. So for fighting he's a real must-have. Just like the next creature I'm gonna present you now. The Thylacoleo, or just called Thyla, is just how can I put this? A blessing and a pain in one. It's just wonderful when you fly in peace with your Argentavis without thinking anything bad, just want to gather some metal or anything else, and then here he comes. And with the Gnarch attack that just removes 10% from the HP of the enemy, he's just a must-have for every boss you just want to fight. And imagine, together with the Megatherium against the Deathworm on Scorched Earth, you can just run through the world with these guys and kill them like dodos. Just gotta take care when you tame him, because he's kind of ferocious and he just gonna bite you all the time. And he just removes so many HP from you. It's just how I called it before. It's a blessing and a pain in one. As I mentioned just before, the Argentavis is like the best creature in nearly every map. You just need these guys. He can just be packed with everything you have. He's practically a rate reduction for all the heavy resources. He can carry 3 creatures at once. Even for attacking, he's even not that bad. If you remove a corpse with his attack, he just heals himself way faster. It's just the perfect creature you really need in this game. The only thing is that he's not that fast of a flyer, but I think you can look away for that for all the other advantages you can get from him. Even if you get the saddle after 60 levels, it's still worth it. Well, what do we have here? Look at this bad boy. Who doesn't want a wyvern? It's a dragon. What do you want more? He can fly super fast. He's attacking like a killer machine. They got special attack moves, can carry also very heavy creatures, have stamina like no other, and just looks awesome. But there's one thing, and that is the taming process. In order to get one, you first of all need the wyvern egg, which you gotta steal from their mothers on the trench. But yeah, that's easier said than done. You just need to fly very fast into it, get the eggs, get the heck out of there, in hopes that the mothers are not coming after you to punch you. Use like a million of ACs or torches or campfires to breed. But wait, you just forgot something. You need the milk. The milk to get the babies raised. And how do we get that? Well, first of all, you need to trap a wyvern, a female one, trank it down, go to the inventory, get the milk out, get it home to the baby, make fast because the spoil time is quite fast. And if you don't mess these things up, you can just have a wyvern, very easily actually. But if one creature is worth it, then it's definitely the wyverns. What is this little ball? Well, aren't they nice? Trust me, even these guys can be very helpful on this map. Just because you can use them to harvest a lot of stones, which you need in order to make some cementing paste. And of course you got a lot of insects on this map, so it can't be that hard to get some chitin. So you're pretty much set up for your cementing paste requirements for your future builds. And as well, you can get a lot of sand with these guys because you need it to get adobe foundations and walls to build yourself a place you can safely stay in when the weather surroundings are just ruthless again. And you can just roll with him through the world, and that's just hilarious. Coming to this deadly creature in his list, which is the mantis. I think we all already had this experience with these things, and they don't mess around. If you get too close to them, they just fly in like a torpedo into you and just give you the rest. So make sure to avoid these things because they can be very painful as well. So how do we get these guys, you ask? Well, it's not that easy. First of all, you need the death worm horns, which you can get obviously when killing a death worm. So make sure you get the Thyla and the Megatherium to kill these guys. And then you can get yourself a mantis. It's still not that easy. Because while these things are passive tame, you just need to get very close to them to passive feed it. And the only way to do it is to use the bug repel and have a ghillie armor so they won't see you, and then you can manage to get them. But if you do have them later on, they can be very amusing because you can give them like the pickaxe or the axe or swords and they can attack with it, and it's just great. As well as you can give them some armor as well. So even for harvesting and battling, they can just be so helpful. So make sure to play this game like no other and get these guys. Alright, then we have the last one on this list, which is the Procoptodon. And in my opinion, these things are very underrated on this map as well, because they are actually very fast, can jump, and you can just move so fast with it. We are always using it to hunt the loot drops, which is actually quite cool as well. And even for taming, it's not that hard, especially nowadays when you have the babies. You just kill the mother, which is actually not gonna run away because he wants to defend his baby. And so you can easily kill it without it running away. And you can just get the baby with you. Or if you want to tame it like this, you can just trank it and feed it rare mushrooms. But all in all, it's something you really need to consider to get, especially early in the game as well. And you can do everything in his pocket. That's even better. Whether if it's your tribe mate or your Lystrosaurus to carry around your portable XP booster or any small creatures or babies. It's just a blessing for this map. So these are the 10 creatures that are really put on your heart to get in order to survive on Scorched Earth. And I think they are very important as well. Would you support my opinion with these 10 creatures that are good on Scorched Earth? Or would you disagree? Then write it down in the comments and let me know what you think. I think for me these are the 10 creatures that I really need to get on this map. Not only for surviving but also for the fun factor. And yeah, there you have it guys. I hope you still liked it. If you do, make sure to check out the other videos as well. And leave a thumbs up for the creatures that help us to survive on this map. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I see you hopefully in the next video. Raptor out.